Let me tell you a story real quick. What up, people? It's your boy PS, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, so for those who are new here, welcome. For those who are not so new here, welcome again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification. You can do that and share. You can share before you even watch it. I received a lot of comments about my background, that it isn't straight and all, and I can find a way to straighten it. Now, it's not a very wide space. It's narrower than you think. This actually bends. This thing covers a window, and there's another very long window here that I'm covering. So it comes this way, it stops here, and bends this way. So it looks wide because of how I've adjusted things, but it's actually not a very high budget setup. It looks quite good because of the phone I'm using. I have lights, I have big lights, I have 50 watts bulb here. This, I don't know, 20 watts or 30, and I think this is a 10 watts bulb, and this is there's a 30 watts LED lights just behind me, and then there are some other lights. This is my room. It's a part of my room. Alright, so yeah, back to the story. So some time ago I was coming back from the court, went to play basketball, and I went to play basketball with some friends, and as we were coming back, we got to his neighborhood. Usually we get to his place first, then the rest of us scatter. So as we were seeing him off home, Oracle, shut up. As we were seeing him off, can you keep quiet? Goddamn. As we were seeing him off, a woman approached us and she started yelling. Not yelling, but I mean, boys, oh, brah, or something. I don't know what she was trying to say, but she was like, oh, me pacho, me pese mumbo amena, monfa, papa binko fiye mami. So basically saying that I need you guys to help me to take someone home. So we're like, oh, okay. So we went, and there was an old man lying down, sitting in a chair that was ripped out of a car. So he was sitting in the car seat outside on the ground. She was like, oh, he can't get home, but he needs help. The man was like 60 plus, or almost 70, or 70 plus. I think maybe 73 or something. So the man was like, oh, she wants us to help the guy home, and we didn't know the way to the guy's house. So I asked her, why, what's the problem? Can't he walk? And then the words finally came out of her mouth. He's drunk. And I was like, oh. So we held him up. We were going with him, and he was drunk. So his drunk self was like, oh, mon fa. So I mean, basically that's what the man was doing, and I mean, he knew his way. He just couldn't walk. So we held him. We walked with him till he got home. The funny thing is, before he got home, he received a standing ovation. When we go to his neighborhood, everybody was shouting, even the kids. They were shouting, hoo, and they were shouting, hoo. They were giving him fans, appellations, mentioning names. Some of them running out there. The funny thing about that, they were actually mocking him. And a friend of mine passed a comment after that. Right after that, he said something. Some of you will know him, some of you won't. He's called Little. Little, I'll sell you out. My bad, but I'm not sorry. So so Little was like, hey, if we ask we won't, let me just speak English. He was like, hey, in this world, getting to the end of your life, two things will happen. Is either one, you'll be used as an example, or two, you'll be used for advice. Now let me explain that. You can be used as an example. Somebody can recommend you to the child. Have you seen this man? When you grow up, I want you to be like him. This man. On the other hand, I mean, when they're using you for advice, on the other hand, it's like, oh, Papa, Isn't this guy? Don't be like him. I mean, his life is an advice, and it's not good. I mean, the advice could go both ways. I mean, but so that thing really touched something in me. I started thinking, because he's at where he is because of the decisions he took, and he's probably how he is because of who he was following. Now let me go back and come forward with this thing again. What you are right now is a collection of every decision you've made, big or small. What I'm doing here right now is a decision I made, a decision I took or made, whichever. He is where he is and he is who he is right now because of the kind of decisions that he took in this life and how they have affected him, whether negatively or positively. If there's one thing I've realized about how people live, I've realized that people live on beliefs. They live based on beliefs. That means their decisions and actions are taken or made based on what they believe. What they believe is what they are convicted about. That's conviction. What they are convicted about is what they are convinced about. Because a conviction is a strongly held belief. It means you are so persuaded and convinced about this thing that you are convicted about it. You get me? They are pretty much convinced about this thing, and what they are convinced about is what they've come to learn about. Growing up, I didn't like salad. One of the reasons I didn't even like salad was because my auntie told me that she went to buy salad from somewhere and she ate it and she puked. After I heard that, I said I don't like salad. So big man like me, I'm not grown, but now I'm learning. Let's put that on the side. So yeah, basically that story stuck with me, and then I watched it, and it constantly is unfolding because my neighborhood is not there. I'm a Tema boy, but I'm not from this DB. I'm not from the 25s and 22s and 18s and now community 1, site 15 to be precise. And I see these things happen all over and over and over. Would you believe that the next day, we played a ball on, I think, Saturday. On one of the days, I went for basketball practice and I decided to use the same route coming back home. One drinking spot there. A man, he was so drunk in the afternoon, he had puked and he was sleeping in his vomit. God damn! It was so sad. And you see, they are friends. Like, they move together. And I realized something. The possibility could just be that's the people he was looking up to. Those are just the people, and that's all what the people were doing. And it's pretty funny because what you are convinced about is what you know about, or what you've got to come to learn. And you can learn in a series of ways. You can learn by reading, by watching, by hearing, by touching. I mean, whichever way information can get into your system, you can gain information through those ways. And I believe that one of the people who play serious roles in our lives, or people who are able to bend our decisions, are role models. Role models are basically people that we look up to, that we aspire to be like. So maybe our mentors. And we see these people as leaders. So you can have several role models, and people take their decision based on role models. And you see, it's something that is there. One thing I used to realize is that people need people. Man was created by God to be social. Nobody was an island. The Bible clearly states it. You see, as I said, I'm referring to the scriptures a lot. The Bible says that God created man, and then he created a body, and he breathed into the body, and man became a living soul. The Bible says God created man as male and female, and then he crafted the body and breathed male and female into the body. Then God pulls female out of the male. God says, okay, now I'm not going to create again. You people procreate. Are we here? So it's like God created the whole human race, fixed it into a bottle. It's like water, putting water in a bottle. Let's take a water, Vortic or Vena or any. It's called water. You don't say water bottle containing water, you say water because the content is water. So he created man and he called that dust or that body man. So Adam means man. Alright. So God breathed men, all of us, into the man, so that we'll all be coming out of the man one by one. You get my point? So we're built together. Like we knew ourselves in Adam before we all came out. We were not built to be by ourselves, and we will always be together. We'll always be affected by another person, and we are always going to become somebody that we are looking at. That's what the Bible says. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You see, so things that are around you are going to shape you. When a child is born, is it the first 7 years of when a child is born, they call it something tabula rasa. That means it's a clean slate. And for the first 7 years of your life, I don't know if it's 7, you are just picking up things from people and from around. There's one thing I realized growing up. I realized that children don't really. If you look at a children's book, or if you just walk by any daycare, kiddie care, or crèche, or Montessori, you realize that there are lots of drawings on the walls, illustrations. One thing I got to realize with time is that kids don't really do what they are told. They do what they see. It's like they can't really reason, so they just copy. They try to mimic. I once learned a term some time ago, GIGO. It's an acronym for garbage in, garbage out. It's like I was about to say what you reap is what you sow. Basically, what you sow is what you reap. And you see, it's like we keep absorbing what we see around. So much so that's what we reproduce. And when we reproduce it, those who are looking up to us will also absorb it. I realized something, that my younger siblings were looking up to me, and I didn't realize it by them telling me. They showed me signs earlier, but I realized it later. This is why. Have you ever caught your brother or seen your brother or sister or younger sibling engaging in something, and then you come up to them and you're like, hey, stop this thing that you're doing, and then they're like, you also do the same thing? I mean, if you've ever had such an experience before, and you clap for yourself, you are somebody's example. If you have an elder brother or sister, whether you hate the person or like him, whether you disagree with him on a certain matter or her, whether you disagree with the person on, maybe the person is trying to send you in, I tell you, and if you check your heart account, you can even find that out. If you are going to take a certain decision, you may wonder, hey, what will this person do in this case? Or am I lying? Thank you. No matter how much he complains about Audrey, the one who sneezed in my video. Hey, Audrey, don't do that again. When he's taking a decision, he will think, what will Audrey do? What will Nana do? You see? And I've realized such a thing because there are people I also look up to that when I'm going to take a decision, I wonder, like, hey, what will this person do in this situation? Or what's that person going to do in that situation? Because everybody is a leader, and the first person you're leading is yourself. And whether you like it or not, you'll be leading others, knowingly or unknowingly. So people are making decisions that are taking them downhill, and some are also taking decisions that are letting them climb high. And these, you just look at the one you are looking up to. Look at how consistent their successes are. I don't know, some of them cover up their failures, but by just looking at you, and you don't know who your role model is looking up to, how they end up, you just, by the decisions they are making and how they live their life and how you live yours, to follow theirs, you just realize that you just know the trajectory of your life. You just know the aim based on the decisions that you are making personally. This is awfully long, there should be a part 2 to this. I think I'll have a part 2 to this, and in the part 2 I'll state how you choose role models. You see, thanks for sticking around. I hope I made some impact in your life by talking about this thing. It's amazing to follow a role model who is winning. So look at their lives, look at how they turned out, look at how they started. You know, don't be so eager to follow somebody who just popped out of the blue. Alright, so thanks for sticking with me. This is our very first talk. I think I should have spoken with somebody else, not just alone. God bless you. I'll see you around. Alright, quick one. So, 2 weeks ago, I said I was going to drop 4 videos. 2 videos a week. It's not easy. And obviously I was unable to do that last week. Last week I dropped 0 videos and I'm dropping it today. But I'll do my best to stay true to my word. So I'm not making any promises once again, but I'll do well to make up for last week's. So maybe I'll drop 4 videos this week. So help me God. I've written some verses down. I don't know how fast I can memorize them before I rap, but hopefully I hope I can do it and then to make up for all the time that was it wasted for last week. Alright, to make up for last week. So thank you so much. Thanks for sticking around. God bless you. And like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't, share for me, spread the word.